can happen.
Yeah, and depending on how this turns out, this could actually be really, really important for Group C. Like Dxtr is 1-0, Choobs and Squid are 1-1, and Khanster, if I'm not mistaken, is 0-1. And so depending on how this is, they could all be either really, really close, or it could be a lot of separation after today.
Yeah, definitely.
And obviously, I'm not sure what you said, Bob. I just got here, but Dxtr is by far the favorite of this group. He's one of the 5 people in the world that have a sub-19 time. But Choobs and Squid are both kind of in that middle ground of being really up and coming good players. And Khanster, I think, has just picked it up recently, but he's made really good progress with time too.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've been watching. I rock Choobs and Squid on a regular basis. They're, as you said, they're pretty close on their PBs. In fact, it's actually a ritual for them to bop each other, including with stuff and things.
Yeah, definitely. And I noticed, like, Squid is still doing his normal glitchless Guts first route. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Well, he gets his roots from the glitchless. He's just doing his normal route, going Guts first, so he can grab the mag beam without doing the wraparound and the elect stage.
Yeah, I think most people find Gutsman first to be really, really painful and tedious. But honestly, when I started learning the game, I loved the rhythm of bustering down Guts. Like, I actually really, really enjoyed it.
I can't really say too much. In fact, I've tried it to get a time for a speed run myself, and just starting with Gutsman, it's actually pretty difficult than it looks.
No, it definitely is. It's not easy, but if you can find the rhythm, it feels really good. And we see Dxtr. Dxtr does get a good, probably 5 to 10 second lead on Choobs after cuts here.
We won't know as far as where Squidman is until closer to as we get to Wily Man, just because he started with Guts, and usually he pulls ahead, but we shall see.
Yeah, I would say Guts is usually a shorter stage than Cut, and so if Squid is starting Elec, or rather Cuts before Khan starts Elec, I would assume Squid is ahead by a bit. So Dxtr is coming up to the corner jump here in Elec, which you can lose a lot of time if you miss here. It's about 12 to 15 seconds, I'm not sure exactly. And he does a back and forth right and left strat that is a very safe strat that can pretty much keep you from dropping down, but that was a really good strat by Dxtr to be doing that. But Choobs, oh wow, Choobs gets a first try. Nice job on both of them.
Yeah, it's what, a 12-second loss if you do the corner jump and fail?
Yeah, or about a 40-second loss if someone would do it 3 times and fail. I mean, I don't know who would have done that if in a tournament match except for me, but...
Go big or go home, I guess.
No, Dxtr has a really good magnet grab there.
Choobs gets the mag being grab. No indie gels yet, but still waiting to see if Khan does.
Yeah, but Khanster's going right there next.
Monsters has a little trouble getting out of the wraparound, but he finally gets out.
Yeah, but at the very least, no indie jails.
There's been, what, 1 indie jail this whole tournament? and 2 soft locks. I believe Cubes was the one on Wily 4, if I remember correctly. He just kept wrapping around on the top screen on the basket.
Yeah, I think Prizzy Andy jailed. I'm not sure if anyone else did. Squid also gets the corner jump really well.
Of course, Dxtr looks like he has the lead so far of the 3, but again, this is a 1v1. But it still kind of feels like a 4v4.
Yeah, but it does look like he's going to be swimming for a bit here. He was a little high on the first beam, and it definitely makes it difficult. So Choobs is going to make up some time here.
Looks like he's gonna go for the zip.
Yep, having a little trouble there getting the pixel, but he gets it his 3rd try.
Definitely gonna make up some time there, but looks like Choobs picked up some of that gap.
Dxtr does something really important here. He does get the bad break set up for the next zip, and so he will have plenty of beam to both make this zip and still have 2 beams left for the corridor zips. So even though he had a bad beginning to the ice stage, the last half was perfect, and so that actually didn't lose him too much time.
We see Squidman finally entering the elect stage, but from what I remember from last week, this actually means he's about where Khanster would be if he were to do their route. So it looks like it's about neck and neck right now.
Yeah, and in fact, with Khanster going down into the Yoku blocks, Squid definitely has some time to make up, because I know, being a glitchless runner, Squid knows that section like perfectly, and so I expect him to make up some good time here.
Looks like Choobs is going to go for the wraparound. There he goes. Gets the first time. We have Dxtr approaching the fire zip.
Yeah, don't worry. Tell your kid, Bob, it's okay that Dxtr's getting there.
Yeah, he likes to show up. I let him.
Yeah, it's all right, though. Don't worry. He doesn't need to be scared. Dxtr's good. In fact, Dxtr gets both corner zips, too.
Oh, no!
No, it's okay. Dxtr's good. Don't worry.
We actually coached him into doing that. We've got Squidman just barely getting to Iceman. He's catching up to Khanster despite that starting with Gutsman. It may look like that Squid will pull ahead of Khan.
Yeah, Khanster sets up for the corridor zip there. It doesn't actually save a lot of time if you have to set up for it on the ladder. Yeah, but Choobs does get the fire zip, so it is still a race.
You got to be careful with that fire zip, though. There's a death pixel that will put you either into the lava or instantly kill you, so it's a very advanced zip. And you'll notice that Squid will actually use the ice weapon instead of the beams here, giving him a little bit more wiggle room, so to speak, on these other zips.
Yeah, this is honestly crazy. The precision you need to actually be able to do that well is insane. Like I've never seen anyone outside of Squid go for that ice strategy in fire. But like every race he does, like it's perfect. Like he knows it so well.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, he pulls from his glitchless roots, which he said after this tournament he was just going to go try for another PB for the glitchless and then move on to something else.
Yeah, and as we see, like we're just admiring Squid's like ice play and fire, and Dxtr has casually gotten through bomb. So it'll be interesting to see what Dxtr does. Okay, he is going to play it safe. So usually, like, as long as you don't take damage, there's a really easy strat to get through there. But if you do take damage, it's a little tougher to make it through. It's a tighter window, and so Dxtr decided to play it safe and just wait for it. He probably knew he was ahead and just thought, you know, better safe than sorry.
Well, in these races, just one mistake, it actually costs you the whole race, so it's understandable.
Yeah, absolutely. Choobs does get the ladder bomb zip first try.
Looks like, though, that Dexter's a whole stage ahead of Choobs, which gives Dxtr a commanding lead. Hopefully nothing happens in the Wily stages.
That sounds very foreboding, Bob.
Well, among some of us, there's two race spikes in Wily 1. You've got the platform room with the spikes, and that bop room. If you don't make the jump just right, you actually fall into the spikes. So you got to be very careful when doing that jump.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Dxtr decides to go for the Wily 2 zips as well, which could definitely result in a soft lock if he doesn't have enough Magnet Beam. Squid gets the ladder set up for the bomb zip.
Puts him into the boss room, so definitely we're going to give the lead to Squid right now.
Yeah, I mean, he took the lead during that bomb stage, and like you said, like he has one less stage to complete. Squid's already done guts, and so this is definitely Squid up by a couple minutes here.
We see Dxtr get past the first race spikes. He's gonna a little slow on getting to the elect beam, but still manages to get the triple hit.
Okay, and the platforms play nice for him to not go up and hit him, so he gets past that next room fine.
Usually he gets the 2 beam. He had to go to the 3 beam on that first set. Manages the second set with the 2 beam, which gives him just a little wiggle room for Wily 4.
Yep, so Dxtr is exactly one stage ahead now.
That gives Squidman an exactly one stage ahead too, as well, of Khanster here. Just barely almost to the boss room.
Now, Squid is crushing this one, too. He's had a really, really solid run so far.
Khan was able to get the full bomb kill, which will give him a little closer to Squid, but he's going to have to pull a miracle to win this match, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like Squid is on like high 20 pace right now. If he has a good Wily 234, he could get a 20 for sure.
We have Choobs entering the Yellow Devil room, and Dexter's now getting to the copy bot, so he still has that full stage lead on Choobs there. Sorry.
Coffee bot? Can you explain that?
Copy bot. Yeah, it's basically
copy. I got it.
Copy. I'm a little congested. Sorry.
Yeah, Dexter having no problems with Wily 2. So Dexter taking, so this is my preferred route, taking the very safe, guaranteed third screen setup.
For chat, let's see how many dupes Dexter gets. He usually gets like 3. So I've seen him once get 2, but let's see if he can get all 7, or all
maybe
4.
A maximum of 6. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll definitely give him more of a lead with the dupes there.
Oh, and Big John would be disappointed. Dexter has to... I cannot be disappointed. The most I've had in a match is 2, so I think Dexter did just fine there.
Yeah, Squidman finishing off, no problem with the copy bots, and Khan just barely getting to the second Magbeam room.
Wait, so I'm sorry. I like, admittedly, I've been watching Dexter. Did Choobs do the Wily 2 zips there? Because I don't see any enemies here. So that makes me think he actually succeeded in doing the Wily 2 zips.
I actually missed it. I was watching Cons and Squids. It's a little hard with these 4 players going at the same time, unfortunately. We
just need to be better, Bob.
Right. Dexter got the refight skip.
Yeah, so it does look like Streamline has confirmed that Choobs did get the Wily 2 skips. That is, even in a loss, presumably if Dexter finishes this off, like that is a pretty awesome accomplishment for Choobs.
Oh, definitely.
And Squidman is through Wily 3 as Khanster finishes Wily 1, so Squidman has a very commanding lead there. And Dexter in with a 1935 on SRL. That is a heck of a time for one of the best players in the world.
Oh, yeah. That is really fast. So other than Dxtr, is it like Cool Kid and who are the other three?
So Cool Kid is number 1, Andy has the number 2 time, and Dxtr has the number 3 time. And then very, very shortly behind him are Streamline and White Hat are the 518 times. And Choobs there decides, you know what, I don't need all these dupes. I'm going to throw one of these away and then dupe it and then throw. But I mean, he got 2 dupes, but really only counts for once. But I was trying to help him there.
If it looks cool, it must be faster then, right?
Yeah, he did get a dupe and then just throw it away right away, though, and got another dupe. It looked good.
Well, it looks like Khan's playing it safe with the clown hats.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not very comfortable with that, it's really good to play it safe because it's. I feel like most casual players on Wily 2 will waste many continues there.
Nothing worse than a death at the beginning of the stage, too.
Yeah, Squid apparently has just decided, you know what? I can kill these guys no problem without any glitches. I don't need any reskips.
He probably thinks he has the time.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows he has the time, and he just wants to show off for the fans.
I'll be sure to give him
Choobs, on the other hand, actually has a game over on Bomb Man. Oh, did Squid not have the extra lives? That's interesting. I'm reading what hard selection is saying.
And then with Squidman, we have an SRL time of 22:15, which puts him about 45 seconds behind Dxtr. Choobs is getting into the refight skip, gets it the first time. Nicely done.
Yeah, so
Khan was able to
setting
get
up here.
the fire zip. He's trying to get himself out of the wall now. Nicely done. You can soft lock if you don't get yourself out of the wall, or you can even die. So it's a bit tricky.
Yeah, and if you're not good at triggering that zip right away with that down B, I would say unless you're doing the screen wrap, it's not worth doing. You need to get it right away to really gain a second or two. But if you do get that screen wrap, it's worth probably 5 seconds or so. And Choobs is in with a 23:15.
That's about a minute 45 behind Dxtr. Looks like the win will definitely go to Dxtr on that match. GG to both of those guys.
Yep, definitely. Dxtr had a... I mean, honestly, if Dxtr has a 1934, there's only about 4 other people in the tournament that have a chance to beat him right there. So you can't fault Choobs for losing that one.
Well, they are, as you said, going up against one of the top 5 players in the game. And it's not like they're not trying either, too. So you got to give them kudos for getting this far.
Yep, exactly. And unfortunately, Khan didn't get the first room set up correctly, and so he is going to take the walk.
The walk of sham.
Yep, I was just going to call it the walk.
I've just been watching KLM too much. It's just... I've been indoctrinated by the Church of Shem.
And I cannot read that, but thank you for the follow to Khanster. Nice 2-2. Yeah, Khan apparently seems to be on track for a PB. He did get the first dupe.
Nicely done. Unfortunately, he'll have to buster down the fast bubbles. Taking advantage of those pause glitches to take less damage.
Yep, and if I can like figure out anything from Choobs' stream, it looks like Dxtr is a much better Mega Man player than he is a driver at apparently any other game.
And this is part of the reason why we love Choobs. It's to poke a little fun. Just to have fun.
Oh, and maybe we're going to try the... Nope, we are going to walk it out. Nope. Actually, I'm not entirely certain what we're doing here with Khanster.
Playing it safe and filling his fire weapon for the final boss. Just a little too low for that zip. Unfortunately, he's going to have to switch to bombs and try again.
I think he just needs to jump a little higher in the air before he's... Oh, this one's going to be trouble. Yep. He needs to jump a little bit higher in the air before he actually drops that bomb and starts hitting start. Oh, well, thankfully he did not get it there because he does not have any extra lives. Oh, and there he did get it, unfortunately. That's actually not a good thing.
Oh, we're going to have to
As we do see the game over screen, but Khanster will get back through it. I do have to give Khanster props for this two beam setup. Like I am garbage at it, and he got it the first time very, very well. Like I don't know. I can't say enough about her, to be honest. Unfortunately, he decides to give it up. He is going to walk it out. Yeah, two beam setup is really difficult there, and I do not envy anyone who has to try to go for it.
That is, though, going to give him some extra beams for the refight skip. Manages to pull it off on the first try on that attempt.
Yeah, but even with this, if 2-2 is right and Khanster's PB is a 32.09, he is on really great pace to have a good PB here.
Well, his fastest time is a 33.27, so even if he doesn't PB, he will get at least a race PB. Oh, that's most
And
unfortunate.
that is very unfortunate. But Khanster, you know, he can still PB. As chat realizes what has just occurred. The good news is he does have a ton of fire beam left. Unfortunately, Khanster has game overed
again. He's having a rough time on Wily 4 here.
You know, I will say, like, a lot of people that are in the tournament, like they've figured out a way to get down Wily, no problem. But if you want to actually like kill him quickly, it's not easy. And to be able to do that every time and be able to get through it every time, I feel like it's very underestimated. And so for Khanster to die a couple times there, like that's not unheard of by any reason.
He shows very much promise too. He was able to pull off the ladder zip too.
Yeah, I mean he got both zips here. He got the zip and the reskip, and like we'll see if he can get it this time.
And I'm sure the community out there would be glad to show him how to do some of this stuff.
And I'm sure he knows how to do it. He's just under the pressure. He's not quite executing like he'd like to. He's going down this time. Looks a little bit better if he can just dodge one more hit. Yep, it looks like he is going to finish with an SRL time of 32:56. So we're going to take a couple minutes, and then we will be back for game number 2. So, Bob, what did you think about that first set of races?
Well, if it's any indication, it appears that Dexter's being hungover hasn't really affected his gameplay, which gives Choobs a run for his money. But anything can happen in this next game. I've seen in last week's match that Dxtr actually died twice, if I recall, which gave Squidman a really close loss to Dxtr. Dxtr still won the match, but yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah, if Dxtr, I can't remember how many times Dxtr died, but if Dxtr died twice and still got a 1934, I would say Choobs is hoping for an Indy Jail or a Wily 2 soft lock to be able to win this next one. If I'm being completely honest.
And if it was me personally, I wouldn't want to win due to a soft lock. I want to win due to just skill. So, but a win is a win, I guess.
Yeah, that is definitely the difference between us, Bob. I will take a win no matter what happens. I can be behind by 50 minutes somehow. I mean, in a 20-minute race, I can be behind by 50 minutes. If my guys, something happens and I win, I'm happy. A win is a win. Because as Ricky Bobby once said to us, if you're not second, or sorry, I messed that up. If you're second, you're last.
Looks like they're going to get in some practice while they're waiting for Khan.
In fact, I'm going to be honest, I don't even know if I've seen the movie Talladega Nights. That might not even be the quote, but I mean, I no matter if you're in a tournament, Like, as far as I'm concerned, the goal is first place. It's not how you get there. And if
I must be an idealist then, but hey.
I was going to say, if I did have my way, I would prefer me to PB and my opponent to PB, but me to PB by more. But at the end of the day, yes, winning is what takes the first priority with these tournaments.
Looks like Khan's gonna practice the refight skip to see if he can get that better down.
Yeah, he actually had it pretty well. Like, I feel like that's actually not the part. Oh, there he throws the swag bomb there at the end. I feel like that's not the part he needs to practice. Like, he did really well with that, I thought. Or at least maybe he's practicing the bomb version of it, because he definitely did it well with the magnet beam. But he did mess up a couple times with bomb.
Looks like he got the almost soft locked.
I do have to say though, I do. For those who don't know me, I do joke a little bit. I just picked this game up, and so I like any means I have any chance to win, or my goal coming into this tournament was just to possibly make it out of groups. So, I mean, most of the people in this tournament are here to have fun. We love each other, joining in and trying to win, but at the same time, it's a good time.
Right. The spirit of competition with it mixed in. I'm sure everybody's gonna come out better friends, I guess, after all of this too.
Except maybe Choobs and Squid, because Choobs is apparently constantly putting up videos of a squid gutting himself.
Oh. He's just saying that that's how he feels. He's just gutted himself. In fact, he did that 2 weeks ago when he lost horribly.
Yeah, well, I think when he lost to Squid, he did put that up. But no, this Mega Man community has been amazing. Like I said, I just picked the game up, and everyone from Cool Kid to Andy to Dxtr to Streamline to all the people like who are just picking it up, they've all been super helpful. Like, the community's great. If you're looking for a game to run, Mega Man 1 would be an awesome choice, because especially right now with the tournament going, it is a really hot game with a ton of people running it, and it's a community open to very new people. So if you are looking for that new speed game, maybe Mega Man 1 is it for you.
Oh, definitely. A lot of people to learn from, to watch. In fact, if you want to go to the glitchless route, I would suggest going to Squid and Stuff and Things. Those are the proteges of that, shall we say, that stage.
Yeah, definitely.
Split you a small pipe. It's looking like they're getting ready for the next match. Hopefully we can get a third game in there. And they're off. And of course, Squidman starting with the Gutsman dance. Maybe that if Dexter dies in this match, he'll have an extra life to pull off the Wily 4-zip. It's all about the safety strats.
Yeah, I feel like cut is a very underestimated stage. Like everyone's like, yeah, cut's first. Like everyone's going to do that. It's actually very difficult, I feel, to do well. Like this screen right there with Dxtr, to be able to get over that top Susie is very, very difficult. And if you try that casually, you will never get over that Susie. But cut, I feel, is one of the main stages that separates the really good people from the good people.
Oh yeah, definitely. One of the reasons why that people underestimate, they don't realize those Susies are actually based on RNG. There's no set pattern.
Yeah, or at least there's a finite number of patterns, but it's definitely not the same every time. But Squidman had a really, really good Gutsman stage.
Some of you noticed that Khan grabbed the football in preparation for the big red, because that is a 10 damage, and that would have killed Khan if he did not pick that energy up.
Yep, exactly. That was actually a very, very good choice by Khanster.
Still loses time, but not as much time as he would have if he had died right there.
Yeah, that was definitely the right choice.
We got the two top racers, Dxtr and Choobs, climbing the tower. Choobs is not too far behind. This could be a very close race if this keeps up.
Yeah, Electman is a very, very unique stage where you are climbing almost the entire time. And they are coming up to this corner jump here, Dxtr is, which is, like we said last time, if you do mess it up, it can waste 12 to 15 seconds. And it is, I believe, a 2-frame or 2-pixel window where you have to jump up there. Dxtr gets it no problem on the second try.
Better safe than sorry on that one.
And it's been interesting, like, that is one trick that Choobs has done better. Dxtr has been on, I think it was like the 4th or 5th try the first time, and then second try the second time. But Choobs got it first try both times. That was amazingly good by Choobs. As Squid is almost done with Cut already. And remember, Cut was his second stage, not his first stage, like everyone else. I missed Dexter's magnet grab, but it seems like he did fine, so did Choobs.
Yeah, he was in and out. No issues, no sitting idly, so yeah, he did perfect.
Khanster is going for it right now, and it looks like Khanster gets it fine too. He does, like last time, he has a little trouble getting out, but grabbing it was great. No NDGLs at all.
He was actually like 1 or 2 pixels away from NDGL, so he got really close.
I'm going to chalk that up to just being really talented, Bob.
Better than I am. I'll chalk it up to that as well.
Dxtr makes short work of Electman. That climb there is actually incredibly difficult. Some of the better runners make it look super easy to just almost jump up there, that vertical corridor, but it is one of the tougher tricks to do in the entire game. So as we're here, Dxtr is setting up the double zip on ice. It is a fairly difficult zip to set up, but if you can set up the main pixel for the main zip, you can set up the double zip over the water. Dxtr does have a tiny bit of trouble getting the ice pixel on the screen wrap zip, but he does get it okay. And gets the backup on the third zip as well. Choobs does also get the ice pixel zip.
You have Squidman on the heels of getting to the elect boss. It's safe to say that Squidman has now the lead. We can call that.
Yeah, absolutely. He does a really good job with the climb, too. Like, a lot of these runners have done a very good job with the elect climb.
You wouldn't believe the amount of resets that some of these players do in just a regular speed run on their channels. So it's no surprise to me that during a race under the pressure that they're able to get that done quickly. Unfortunately, Khan goes for an icy dip. Not too much of a dip, but a dip nonetheless.
Looked like he was possibly 1 pixel too high for that screen wrap. Dxtr is having no problems with the beginning of this fire stage.
You'll find more of the experienced players jumping onto the quote-unquote lemons rather than just tiptoeing into them. The reason being is just like I said, you tiptoe, you lose that momentum when you walk into that refill.
Yep, you definitely do. So you want to make sure that you are jumping or in the air at least when you land on anything other than one of the tiny little point circles.
Choobs was able to get the zip and unfortunately climbs it back up the ladder.
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
I think he was trying to get the screen wrap again on the lower.
And Khanster getting through Iceman just before Squid does, but remember, Squid is 1 stage ahead. I feel like Bomb might be one of the most unheralded stages. It does have a lot of seemingly boring parts, but I feel like to be able to do it incredibly well, you do have to have really good mechanics.
Well, Squid's one of the few runners that I've seen that actually goes for... Oh, it's Squid and stuff and things that go for the Sniper Joe dance there. That can get pretty difficult really quick.
Yeah, I mean, that Sniper Joe dance that you see, most people will go elect, and even you see Dxtr as one of the 5 people with an 18 time goes with ice here. You can go with Magnet Beam the entire stage and do a really intricate dance with that Sniper Joe, but it is very dangerous and can lose you a ton of time if you don't do it correctly.
That was a near perfect bomb fight on Dexter's part. Well done on him.
Yep, so it looks like he will line up for probably like in between a 12:20 and a 12:30 guts finish, if everything goes well. And Khanster and Squid finish fire at almost the exact same time. As Choobs gets the bomb zip. Dxtr gets the screen wrap on Gods. Which, once again, all of the zips in Mega Man 1 are pixel perfect. And so if you see somebody zipping, they have done something on the exact pixel they needed to. It is one of the more unforgiving games as far as skipping things or zipping through things is concerned. And could we get a collective boo from chat for the lack of grab there for Dxtr, please? That being said, Dxtr had a very good guts stage, not butts stage, but guts stage.
We're not going to have a Samuel L. Jackson quote here. Hold on to your butts.
No, I'm sorry, Dxtr. We love you. You are an amazing player.
We're just poking fun.
He did, however, forget to wait a half a second for that Wily 1 zip. On Wily 1, when you do that first zip there, you do have to wait about a half a second before initiating the zip, or else you will die like Dxtr did right there.
Why is it a half a second or more?
You know, that's a really good question. I have no idea why you have to do that, but I do know for a fact you do have to do that. And Khanster, unfortunately, has forfeited from this race.
Giving Squidman a 2-1?
A 2-0, yes.
A 2-0, ah.
But Choobs is through on Guts, and Squid is about halfway through Wily 1. Squid is actually just behind Dxtr now. This is actually incredibly close.
We might see them match up again in the single eliminations.
We might. I mean, Squid is one of the very, I feel, underestimated players because he doesn't have the most amazing PB, but he is incredibly solid. So if whoever he's playing against messes up, he's there to take advantage of it. But Dxtr just destroys Yellow Devil.
It's the 0 cycle. Very nice. Squidman just having a little trouble, but was able to squeeze in a second beam.
Yep, he does get that through. And unfortunately, I feel like we missed something with Choobs there, but as Choobs is memeing.
Choobs is fine. We can not commentate on him.
But yeah, Squid was really, really close there for missing that one cycle, but he did get it.
Dxtr going for the glitch kill. Moving on. Choobs has to be careful at this part. I believe if he gets hit by one of those blocks, he will explode into millions of pieces. Unfortunately, he misses the elect beam too.
Oh god, he misses 2 of them. He's gonna have to have a 2 cycle here. I will say, though, there have been people that will not be named who have had a 3 cycle Yellow Devil and still won their game.
Yeah, who was that?
You know, I would not be doing myself justice if I told you exactly who that was. Yeah, Squid is doing really well this game. He is right behind Dxtr in Wily 2.
I would love see another matchup between Squidman and Dxtr, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, with them in the same group, it would not be happening in the group stage or in the first round of the elimination bracket, but it could happen after that.
Squidman setting up for the zip, manages to initiate it on the second try.
And for those of you asking it is actually PB pace by Squid. He did gold Wily 2 there. And so he is approximately 8.5 seconds ahead of PB pace going into the Wily 3 boss. And as a lot of glitchless runners do, they will buster down the first 3 there. Dxtr does a good job getting 4 dupes.
I've never really paid attention, but can you get a dupe off of a dupe block?
Yes, absolutely you can. So if you can get 6 dupes and still have the 3 bottom blocks sitting there. Yes, as Andy has so eloquently said, you can dupe infinity.
If you wanted to be around for that long.
I don't know. I can't think of much of a better life than being able to do Wily 3 dupes forever and ever and ever.
I don't know. That would seem like a Groundhog Day for me.
And here is Dxtr going into the Wily fight, and probably on pace for something around a 2040 if he does succeed.
Squid manages to pull the... Oh no!
Oh,
he's screen wrapped. There's still hope that they may have to restart that race.
Well, I mean, Dxtr has finished with a 2038 for his PB, and unfortunately, I feel Khanster should have kept playing.
Well, looking at the SRL chat, he said he accidentally loaded a save state, so he would have had to, I guess. What
He
would
would
they do in
have
that
had to
case?
start over, but at the same time, I think so would Squid. Unless someone can help Squid get out, I don't know how he can get out of that.
From what I've been told from Squid, you literally have to wiggle your way out.
Okay, so Dxtr thinks he can get out of it. Andy thinks he can get out of it. These are two of the top 3 players in the world that think, not 100% sure, but think you can get out of this. Good luck, Squid. I do feel like if I were Khanster, at this moment, I would unforfeit, reset the game, and start playing. And sorry, I feel like we should commentate Choobs here, who is on Wiley.
Choobs making his final run on the Wiley machine. Finishes with a 22:34.
And that is still a very good time for Choobs. It's I believe less off of Choobs' PB than it was Dxtr off of his PB.
Which is about the ballpark of his PB. I believe it's also at 22 flat. Same with Squid's personal best.
And here we go. Khanster is going to unforfeit and restart Mega Man. We will see what happens. If Squid can get out of this, I feel like Squid has a choice here. He can either try to get out of this, or he can just go again and try to beat Khanster straight up. This has actually gotten really exciting all of a sudden.
Very unfortunate for Squid. This is what caused Squidman to win over Choobs a couple of weeks ago.
So yeah, I feel like Squid has a very, very tough choice ahead of him. Does he try to get out of this, which essentially amounts to a free win? Or with a 30 or 40 second time deficit here, does he just say, you know what, I can beat him and just reset and go again?
Poor Squid.
It is a really bad thing for Squid. However, if for some reason this does amount to Khan finishing before Squid, we will have a game 3 directly afterwards. And it does look like Squid did get out, so he is restarting at Wiley 4. So congratulations, Squid, on getting out of that. That was not a soft lock. So can Squid finish before Khanster can finish the entire game?
Right. I do believe Little Bob has something to say.
This is the time he climbs up for no oh no's.
Well, I guess not. He doesn't have anything to say, but
Oh, that was. Oh, come on, Bob. You got to work on your queuing a little better, because that was the perfect time in the world for an. Oh no!
I was trying to. I promise. In fact, Little Bob's known well by the people that watch my channel, especially by Stuff and Things and Squidman.
And Squid is having his way through the refights, which normally, if an any percent player had to actually go through this, I feel like they would be a little nervous. But with Squid being a glitchless player, I can guarantee you this is like a walk through the park for him. In fact, for Gutsman, he's not even dealing with bomb. He's just like, I'm just gonna bust you down. You're nothing to me.
He actually in his glitchless runs. So.
Oh no.
Little Bob is not happy.
Yeah, oh no.
But yeah, normally he does the refights if he has to do it with busters, so.
He's doing a really good job of missing those. Well, I feel like he's just trolling here. He's just completely just dodging all of the wily balls, the sphere balls. I don't even know what to call them. But it does look like Squid is going to finish with a 27-18 by SRL time. I do want to say, though, great job to Dxtr. Great job to Squid getting out of that. And Choobs had a couple really good runs, too. And Khanster, if not for those couple deaths in Wily 4 on Wily, would have PB'd by multiple minutes. And so it was a good run for all four participants. As Choobs has been breakdancing for a couple minutes there. We'll see if we can get any of our runners in for an interview. It's actually really interesting and unique that we got to see, I think for the second time maybe, an entire group race at one time. So, Bob, tell me what you thought about the races here today.
That was real interesting to see that Squidman did the Scream Rat glitch and almost soft locked. And this is the same thing that he did, that Choobs did last week. Or at their last time that they played each other, so...
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a good set of races. I feel incredibly blessed to be able to commentate this in front of everyone or for everyone. And it looks like Khanster is officially going to quit out now that Squidman has gotten out of that potential soft lock and finished himself.
That was a really nice twist, to say the least, there today.
Yeah, it was quite crazy. It looks like Dxtr is not available for an interview. We'll see if Choobs or Squid or Khanster want to jump in here, and if not, we will head on to our next speed racing event. Is there anything you're interested in for the remaining group races, Bob?
I honestly haven't looked at the schedule. I've just been busy with Christmas and work, especially this coming week. It's going to be hard for everyone to set up a match if they haven't already.
It will definitely, but it looks like Choobs has joined us. How are you doing, Choobs? I think you are muted, Choobs. Okay, well, Choobs might join us.
Okay, yeah, here we go.
Choobs has joined us. How are you doing, Choobs?
You hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What's up, Choobs? How do you feel? How do you feel the race went?
I thought a lot of things went really well. And then something stupid would happen, like that fire death. I just set it up too far to the left, and by the time I realized what was happening, I fell in the pit. The Wily stages were pretty great. I was really happy to get those Wily 2 skips. For some reason, I would, like last week, I would soft lock on those every single time I would sub Pixel. This week, they happen to work all the time, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, seeing you go for something like that, like against a top player, like it definitely shows that you knew like you had to play out of your mind, and he probably had to make a couple mistakes to get a win. But I mean, getting those Wily 2 zips is pretty amazing in itself. Okay, we may have lost Choobs.
No, Choobs, no.
So let's go to Squid or Khan. Squid, and how do you feel about how the race went today?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it.
I'm just kidding.
Interesting. How about outside of that? That potential soft lock? How do you think it went?
Oh yeah, I mean it was great. I was on PB pace for that last race until soft lock. I actually don't understand the semi soft lock. I don't understand actually how I got into that state because my mini didn't come up and I thought everything was good. And then all of a sudden I'm transitioning back down and I'm like, what?
So I am very new to Mega Man 1, but on my understanding, if you are holding start during the transition, you have a chance to scroll back down and start that soft lock.
Well, I've only been doing these like zips and glitches for like 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks or so. So I don't know all the things yet, so it's quite possible I'm just doing something really badly.
Gotcha. Hey,
other than that, everything went well.
So
good to hear.
So doing that this semi-soft lock, do you think the same thing was going through Choob's mind when you beat him in that one match last week or the week before?
Well, possibly. Although I did see that Khanster had forfeit because he accidentally loaded a save state, and I've actually practiced getting out of that that semi-soft lock position before, so I was like very disappointed, but I wasn't afraid that I couldn't get out of it. I just had to work at it. It took me a little while, but. Yeah, I don't know if Choobs had the same thing going through his mind, but I don't. We both got it, and we're in the same group too, which is crazy.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny that a couple races apart from each other, we get the same problem that very rarely happens in these races. So it was nice to see that Squiddy was able to get out of that and finish the run. I think whenever it happened to me, I had like 30 seconds on Squid, and I would have had to die and do the stage over again. So it was pretty much, there was no way that I would catch him.
Yeah, my plan was to come into this interview and say, at least I didn't Choobs jail, but...
So what you're saying is we're going to dub that semi-soft lock the Choobs jail?
Oh, I'm so honored to have that privilege.
You're welcome.
So, Khanster, if I don't mind, it looked like that first race, you were on pace to have a really crazy PB until you had died to Wily 4 a couple times. How did you feel the race went?
I felt that race went really good. I just played it super risky at the end.
Yeah, like it seemed like you were going all out. You're like, I've got this. This is a 3-4 minute PB, and then you ended up dying a couple times and had to redo Wily 4. But you were on a really good pace up to that point.
Yeah, and I kind of didn't expect to blow up the second block when trying to do the zip, and getting that zip, I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, I know. If I ever like miss that middle block, I'm done. And so I was very impressed personally that you were able to just jump up there and get that zip.
Because I know like the pixel where it has to sit, so I'm like, if I can get it, I'm good.
Yeah, and you did like almost right away, both like that, or at least that first time, you almost got it right away. But,
and then Bombman had to be his typical self.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what happened there? Did you just accidentally like do a start, select, load state, or what happened?
I forgot to turn save states off because I don't have an actual card, so I'm running it off my power pack, and I forgot to turn that off.
So you hit the B select or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a heartbreaking one because you were behind, but you weren't behind by an insurmountable amount.
Yeah, like I was kind of watching the stream on my other monitor.
Oh, that is too bad, man. I am so sorry.
If it wasn't for that, honestly, I think you would have won that match and moved it to a third match.
Yeah, I wish I kept going.
So Choobs, I have a question for you. So you lost this match to Dxtr, and so you're 1-2, and so Dxtr and Squid are going to move on to the elimination match, or the elimination round, at least. How do you think each of them are going to do after playing them?
I have no idea. I hope they do a lot better than I did. That's all I can say.
But I mean, I feel like you actually played fairly well throughout most of the tournament. You had a couple of mistakes here and there. Was there anything that you wish you would have done or not done throughout the tournament?
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have soft locked on that second game against Squidman.
Okay, I guess I meant
that was like the determining match was that. So, I mean, if that match goes different, then maybe I'm in the top 16. But can't do anything about it now.
So, do you wish the best for Squidman, or do you hope he gets calamaried?
Oh, I hope he gets crushed. I hope he's sushi.
Feels bad, man.
We still love you.
Choobs locks for the rest of the tournament for Squidman.
That is an evil curse.
I don't even know what to say to that.
No, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody.
No, I know you're like the nicest guy in the world, Choobs. So I know you're joking there.
Honestly, I think that semi-soft lock was my fault. I did mention it at the beginning of the race, so...
Oh, so it's your fault, Bob.
It is Thanks. Bob's fault. We should burn Bob. He's the witch.
Bob's got a knack for cursing people.
Not on purpose, though.
It's the commentary's fault.
You know what, Bob and I will take the blame for that. We will take that blame.
We're going to revoke your guys' credentials here pretty soon.
No, it's fine. I don't even have any credentials. I snuck in at the end.
I think any tournament I've been in, it's always commentary's fault.
I had to come in through the sewers. Gosh.
So, last question, Squid. So you've made it on. You are the second place out of your group. What are your expectations? How far do you think you can make it?
I might be able to move on from top 16 to top 8, but I don't really think I'm going to go very far. There's just too many good players out there.
So let's just say this: out of the top 16, or who do you think out of the top players in their group that you could beat?
Oh man, I have to bring up all the groups because I don't know all the top players in the groups right now. But geez, it's a hard question. I don't know if I can answer.
I think you can still contend with Dxtr. Honestly, you were. It was pretty close if you were looking at the two screens. So
yeah, Dxtr. I mean, he gets pretty easy 19s, sometimes 20s if he's having a bad day. So yeah, I could probably compete with him. I still don't think I could beat Dxtr. Honestly, I'm hoping that I get paired up with Stuff and Things because we've had a really good back and forth with Glitchless, and I'd really like to face him at one of the all stages matches. So it'd be really cool to play Stuff and Things. But yeah,
well, looking at the standings, it looks like if you're going to play first place person from a group, your choices are either Inea, KLM, or I guess if Chimp is possibly also in there instead of KLM, or myself or Nis. Who out of those 5 would you most rather play?
Oh gosh, I think you and KLM could probably easily beat me. So I don't know how Chimp does because I don't think I've seen him play much, but I think his PB is around mine, so I could probably face off with Chimp. I don't know Nis's PB either, sadly, so I don't know about that, but it'd probably be Nis, maybe Chimp. I don't know if that were those were the people that I got paired up with. I might be able to beat them and go on to the top 8, but if I were playing you or KLM, that's going to be hard.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, I like after watching Enea, like he is like done incredibly well, and he's PB'd during this tournament. And yeah, KLM has been super hot. I've been having a bad left thumb, so I'm sure you'd actually want to play me. But Nis is actually really, really good too.